Hey, welcome everybody. Let me fix myself. Have everything straight. Thanks for coming in. Let me pull the comments. Thanks for coming in, Barry Johnson. Mary, thanks for coming in. Much appreciated. Today we're gonna talk about the Pixel 6. And keep in mind, I don't have the phone. I'm gonna just talk about pricing, listing, stuff like that, and what the phone was meant to be. Let me know if visuals and audio are good. So, so I'm gonna do my intro. Ready? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Repeat. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. This is Tech for Your Needs, and today we're gonna talk about the actual Pixel 6. I don't have any hands, but it just came out, so I want to talk about price, listing, and stuff like that. Thanks for coming in, um, Miles and Nova Dasher. Thanks for coming in. Much appreciated, brothers and sisters, for being here. So I want to talk about the pixels and everything. I will look for the website and stuff. Just waiting. Oh, thanks, Miles, for the congrats. Yep. Michael Pepper, I'm having company, so I won't be able to stay, but I want to say swing by and show support. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Well, today was open invitation. Too bad you couldn't be here, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Family is important too, and good company. Bear with me, folks. Stop the camera for a minute. So just give me a second. I'm trying to fix something quick. I don't know why this is happening. So, uh, okay, I'm back. Never mind. I'll fix that some other day. Make sure the audio get exposed better. There you go. Lighting was getting musician. It's fine. So let me go back to the comments. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back. I missed a couple of comments. Congrats. Thank you, Miles. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Holla at your boy. People are knocking this phone because it only has 60 hertz display. But heck, it is a $100 phone, yes, and it's cheaper than that. And it is a great value. See, this is what happened. I'm gonna be honest and bro. Let's review. I'm talking to the techie. Just closer. Let's talk. Let's have a talk. Because none of this BS. I'm gonna be honest. If the phone's meant for a certain category, why not review for what it is? Don't review for the mind of a techie because you know the phone is gonna be disappointing. Could it be better? Could it be better in some other stuff? But you got to take in consideration, like Mary said, the price point. So therefore, all that got to go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people need to understand for what it is and for what it was intended to be, and review the product for what it is. If the product is meant to be a pro, review it as a pro. If it's meant to be a mid-range, high mid-range, review it for that. Review it for what it is. If it give you a little oomph, mention it. And bonus, this phone is pulling up his weight class, stuff like that. But if it's not, review it for what it is. Here is the pros and cons. And this is the phone for what it is, and this is my first initial impression. But just don't knock the phone because it's not living to your expectation. No, 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 no. That's a no-no. I mean, I just, I gotta be honest, and honesty the best policy. Yeah, let me get that. Let me get the link to somebody else. Somebody's gonna be on my chat. Bear with me while I'll get that. Hmm. Okay, I'm back. And you know what? Before continuing with the comments, I just gotta break it. I mean, if somebody, everybody's entitled to the opinion, and I respect that. It's just not. I'm not picking nobody. It's not about account or sub number or nothing. You know, I'm in this industry and I'm in this niche, and sometimes I feel embarrassed because people is like, every phone got to be to my catering. Well, I'm a producer. I produce video for the internet, so therefore I cannot review like that because the phone was not meant for that. You gotta understand the limitations of the phone, and it's sad, but you know what I'm saying. Sometimes I just scratch my head. Gotta go like that. So let me continue. I send the link to that person. Lulu, you gonna upgrade to the A6 that phone, iPhone XR? No, I'm not. I'm not grading. I make my decision. My next purchase is gonna be the Mac Mini, and that's it. But I digress. That's not the subject for today. But that's where my money is getting allocated. No phone for a while. Money for productivity and production to invest for a better tomorrow. That's my catchphrase. And invest to get more money. But anyways, getting back to the subject, that's the thing. Even holla at your boy. Is the King Pixel. He loves phones. He knows that that phone is not the same as other phones because it was meant with a specific mind chip and specific stuff. Could have been a lot of stuff better, yes, but that's gonna get better. Yes, and that's gonna get better, and with time, everything's gonna get improved and everything. But people are missing the point. That's why I'm getting close to the lens. Some point. Sorry for the autofocus. I have my hands first and there. This is what I'm gonna say. No, 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 no. You don't do that. And then the rest of the people get bad reputation. People asking me, "Oh, are you gonna get the phone?" I said, "No, I haven't get a phone for a while. I'm working on my productivity and getting stuff that is gonna equal money." Okay, they understood that, but let me fix myself. The thing that I'm saying is, if you are gonna be a reviewer, do justice. I'm not telling you how to run your channel, but come on, let's review the product for what it is. Yeah, if I review this, how it's all up in 2020. Yeah, I'm gonna review it like it was intended in 2020. I'm not gonna review when it came out because it's not the same. It's not the same. A lot of phones came out, a lot of iterations and stuff like that. So, we need to cut that narration and that BS off. We need to review it for what it is and give the pros and cons based on the usage and everything. Yeah, people want this phone to, oh, why don't have it at 20 hertz? Because it doesn't have it. That's the way that Google did it. If you want it like that, we'll go work for Google and make the phone 120 hertz. I mean, I'm sorry that I'm ranting, but I'm being honest. Honesty is the best policy. I don't know. Dismiss me with all that mumbo jumbo. Let's get in the comments. I'm not really for that. Sorry that I go and rant, but I had to let it out. Honesty is the best policy, and like my brother said, from another mother, no BS, no fluff. Easy Computer Solution, the tech preacher. Nah, let's just be real. Within the price range and what it is for, then review it for what it is. So let me get back over here. Let me put this word over here quick. And I don't know if we went through. If you want to get invited, put the word invite and I'll invite you. So let me go back over here. I sent the link to people, so I'm waiting. Hey, what's up, Kia? Congrats on everything you're doing and keep up the live streams. That equals more watch hours. They're fun, engaging, easy to control, minimal editing, minimal work, and stuff like that. That's my advice. Hey, Science Times. 10 Hut, thanks for coming in. I had to do that. So yeah. The M2 came out, but the M2 is the one they put is from what I saw from the reviews, it's not enough for me to get that. So for the money that I'm paying for the M1, I could get more. See, I'm gonna go to the highest tier. It's gonna be 16 gig of RAM because that's the Alpha and the Mini, and I'm gonna go for 1 terabyte. And with that, it's about 12, 13, and the same configuration is like almost 1800. No, I'm living with my means. Hey, Sioba, thanks for coming in. Yes, so it's a con if the phone not having 60 hertz is not valid. But I don't know. I know that budget phones, more budget phones are around the same price. I got 120 hertz or 90 hertz. But I mean, Google made it like that, crying, and that's not gonna fix it. The phone's already out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're screaming for the next time when they do the 6A, 7A or stuff like that. Then they have a graph. I understand speaking and hearing your voice, but carrying over spilled milk, you can't do nothing. And that's what I'm saying. Hey, thanks, Javi. That, that's my brother from another mother. I haven't seen you for ages. And we gotta understand that the censorship and all that is brand new. They're still working. And I know I get the point. Why buy something for the promise for a better tomorrow if you bought it for the intent for what it's today? And I do understand that part too, but people are understanding the right narration on stuff like that. And that's stuff like that I get frustrated. If you want to get invited, put the word invite, and I'll invite you. And yes, we're gonna get a little later into the pricing, what the phone brings, what deals you get, and all that. I'm gonna go through that, but I wanted to get my rant out because I'm sick and tired of all that. That's because one person think like that, everybody got to think like that, and then because this big creator said this, oh, okay, I get attacked because such a couple of people DM me privately, and they're like blah 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 blah. A couple of those family members rather text me and blah blah because two family members got the Pixel, so they wanted to upgrade, and then they got mad and this and that. I'm just like, chill, chill. It's only material. Chill, chill. It is what it is because the one person is super techie, the other one's not. So review the phone for what it is. If it's this price range, review with that in mind. If it pull above it class weight, then we talk about that and stuff like that, and then we make the decision. Okay, this phone is awesome for the price. It's pulling, from A to B. It's a B plus phone, but it's pulling like a class A minus and stuff like that. You review for what it is, but don't tell me that you're gonna stay here and be like, raw, raw, raw. You're supposed to make it raw. I'm not saying that's wrong, but the phone is out. You're supposed to say, well, let's talk about the next phone when it come out. Can you put this? Nah, dog that phone. I don't know. And I'm not defending you, Google or nothing. They did what they did. It's a low class Pixel phone with a budget in mind. So therefore, they had to cut corners, and those are the corners they cut because maybe 120 hertz don't cost a lot to put. But sometimes companies do strategy and marketing. They save stuff for the next iterations too. If they give you all at once, then what's the point of upgrading the phone? Come on. Anybody want to get invited? Put the word invite, and I'll invite you. And let me know your opinions and stuff like that on all that. I read the comment because if it's not 60 hertz, it's not valid. I mean, yeah, everybody's entitled to opinion. I mean, if it's working and it's smooth enough, and also another creator made a video talking about the fingerprints. The evidence is there in Channel Tech Odyssey. I just saw it before I came over here that people are fooling the fingerprint with other fingers that are not registered or other people. Maybe that's a fluke. There's a YouTuber, I don't know, I think it's from India. I didn't wrote the information because I didn't have time to watch the video, that he has proven that the fingerprint is missing and stuff like that. Well, I think Google will make a patch or work on that. Or maybe that's a fluke on that phone. Who knows what it is? But let me fix myself. The people need to understand stuff like that. So anybody else want to get invited, let me know. Whew. Got to get dehydrated, not a sponsor. Just spring water. Yeah, sorry, folks. You had to see me super animated and stuff like that. But you know how it be. I had to break it down. True is honestly the best policy. If we want to talk about product, talk about for what it is, for what's intended. If it holds more than the class weight, then we'll say it holds more than the class weight. It's simple as that. And, it is what it is. But, you know, because this person said that he's the goddess of the goddess, we got to take his opinion in consideration. And anybody below him that isn't the same niche, nothing matters. That's another false narration. Because I got to tag over my family and friends. They know a little bit about tech. People talking about their phone. You're like, this person said, I want to mention no name. This topic, I looked at them. I just walked away. I don't own the phone. I'm not gonna. I mean, I heard for what I heard. You don't own it. You're basing an opinion on that, big YouTuber and stuff like that. And go ahead. I mean, that's you. I mean, whatever. I make my decision on talking to the different people and seeing different reviews, and then I come with a concrete conclusion, and therefore I make the whole thing come up and be together. And that's what people missing. Just, that's what I gotta say. Anybody else got a question or something? I just laugh at people. To be honest, I laugh because it's a funny narration. Getting mad over material. All I gotta say, I don't understand human behavior. Not a doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you want to call it, whatever is the terminology, I'm not that. But that's one thing I'll never understand. But don't come with that woo-wee over me, because I'm gonna be like, did you look at the phone, the price range, and what it is, and what is the class? And people are like, oh, the iPhone SE got a better processor. It's not the same. It's the Pixel. iPhone. It's the iPhone. Excuse me. And Android is Android. I'm just talking from what it is and base and stuff like that. Well, give me a second while I share my screen. I'm about to look for the prices. So bear with me, folks. Let me know if a couple of minutes if it's going to be 1080p, because I switched to 1080p. I have my settings on 720. My apologies for that. I just find out. So let me go to see if I can share the screen. Okay, something's going on. Oh, here we go. Share screen. So I'm doing it. Bear with me. Okay, let me go to Chrome tab. Let me see. Let me check. Give me a second, folks. Bear with me. Sorry for that. Just trying to get the correct price. So while the come up is coming up, let me go back to StreamYard and let me share this tab. Share. There goes the price. Those are the pre-order. Let me see. So let me check. So right now, right here, what I'm highlighting is $449. And if you buy it, you can get a discount and pay $18.70 for 14 months if you get it. If you get the phone. Also, you get 3 cash back for credit card with Google, 1 in membership. So the phone is $449. So people making out this phone to be like a $700, $800. They don't have this and that. They don't have wireless charging. The fingerprint is low. What else? They don't have 120. It's $449. Well, and here's everything. Google Tensor chip, and that's what it has. And battery is 24 hours. extended your battery for 72 hours, plug in and charge, all that. 60 hertz, the people crying over. If it's that much a bother the 60 hertz, then the phone is not for you. Honestly, the best quality. So just going close, scrolling to this. And let me get back to over here. I don't know if you could see that in the screen, but let me get back to see if I could show you. So let me go back over here. Bear with me. I forgot to share the screen. There you go. My apologies for that. So it's 449. It's over here. So apologies for that. I mean, I don't use this feature a lot, so that's why I was not showing the screen. So it's 449 and it had the extension chip and stuff like that. And it is a 1080, like Ted said. They had a car corners and stuff like that. So let me stop this. Get back. So yeah, so it's a 1080p and it's a 270 off if you trade in your XR. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not trading the phone. I'm staying with this XR. The money that I'm saving, I already explained, is for Mac Mini. So that's better than getting your phone. So let me go over here quick. Okay, donations are there. If you want to donate, then I'll get a Pixel. Just messing. Oh, give me a second. So yeah. So, that's what it is, and that's what I'm trying to talk, and that's trying to explain to people. And, every year is something going to happen on the tech, realm, in the tech niche and category. Sorry, you look offensive to my... Nah, I'm just messing with you. It's not offensive. It's just that I'm allocating my money for a better investment. Nothing wrong with that. I mess all the time with Holla at your boy with that. Trust me, I get it every day or every other day. I'm used to it by now. No offense. It's all in love. But yeah, getting back to the situation, that's what's going on, and that's what people need to understand and stuff like that. I don't have the phone. I showed the pricing and stuff like that. So it's $449, and based on $449, they had a cut corners, and that's what they came about the pricing structure of the phone. So I'm gonna invite my friend Shark FinTech.
Hey,
how you? I'm doing
what's
good.
going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry for my rant. I had to just go off a little bit. It was frustrating, because
problem.
if you think about it, the phone's $449. Let's review the product for what it is. If it's pulled away more than the class weight, then we'll say, oh, it's a bonus because the price is cheap and you pull it more than the class weight. But people are, going crazy on different stuff and stuff like that. Let me read this comment quick. I still think you misunderstood. I traded my XR and got 270 off the Pixel. Sharky, can you? Oh yeah, I got it. I got it now. Yeah, my apologies. So I'm 275 taking off the 449. I got you. That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so you were talking, so Pixel 6a, you're talking price value, right? Is that basically the gist of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, right? So the rough working down or technical or whatever definition of that, the word value is level of quality at a given price point, right? Right?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
So it's does it provide good quality at the price? Overall I would say yes. Now, but the issue that I do have is that I can understand some of the criticism at the same time, right? Because I think what people see is that, for $450 or $500, it doesn't have at least a 90 hertz display and what have you. So we kind of we can kind of understand where that's coming from, right? While still saying that it's not that it's a decent, it's a decent phone. There may not be anything actually wrong with it. We are hearing a few reports of overheating, right? But it's not. Yeah, we're hearing a few reports here and there. I don't know how widespread it is. That it's actually, is that better? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I didn't realize that I don't think it was actually plugged in right. So, is that too loud?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
It's just coming from you.
Yeah. So I think it's, part of it is that, I don't know. I mean, okay, so full disclosure, I was at, as you, I think I was in Best Buy yesterday for quite a while, right? And that's one of the things I took a long, hard look at the 6A, and it seems like a quality device. It's kind of like, think of it as like a little brother, right, to the the Pixel 6 Pro and the Pixel 6, right, is one way we could frame it, right? Mm-hmm. It's smaller, it's lighter weight, and obviously less expensive, right? With the compromise, understood compromises and trade-offs that it doesn't have everything those have, even the 6, right? It's. I think you're right. It does. I think we're saying it does provide decent value. Could it have been a little bit cheaper considering it doesn't have a 90 hertz display? I would say.
Perfect.
Yeah, that it may be a software issue. That's another thing. I think at least a couple of people who reviewed it so far and unboxed it and reviewed it have brought up, right, in initial reviews. So I think, it really comes down to if you have a very hard line in terms of your budget, right? This would just be my take on it. I would say, go ahead and get it. You're going to be very happy, overall, right? Most people in that price range are not expecting, we know it has the Tensor chip, but it doesn't have the GN1 sensor. That's the big differentiator, right? That would be understood. The display and some of the other things are different. Wireless charging, to me, I don't know about you, I don't really use it, so I'd be okay with that. Again, that depends often on the person. Some people are like, oh, I have to have wireless charge and I have to have this, I have to have that. Well, then it's the wrong phone for you, right? Now, if we're talking, I think there's some mix. I think some people unlocked this 450. Is that what you're seeing? That's what I heard. Yeah, you know what though? The Verizon version is 500. So that's where it becomes a little bit interesting, because if you can get the 6 for another, if you can swing just $100 more, I know it, not to be that guy, but it's true, right? You're going to get much better. You're going to get better overall. You're going to get that refresh rate. You're going to get the wireless charging. You're going to get better camera performance. There's no question about it, right? So that's why I think they could have gone 400, close, around that range. Maybe 350 was pushing it, but I would have preferred to see it without the 90 hertz display, probably closer to like 400, maybe less if they could have pulled it off, right? But
yeah,
at 500, sorry, what did you say?
No, it's true, but the only gripe that I have is that if you go to the store, see, us are talking about this narration in this way, and that's what we're talking. But your average consumer, I'm gonna say, even though I don't like the word, your average consumer is not gonna go care for that. Oh, it's a value phone. It's giving me a lot. And look, it's a tremendous software. Call screening, call quality, call waiting. I mean, come on, you had a Pixel for so long. See, people are missing all those stuff, and that's why I say, why are we reviewing the product like we're not supposed to? And I'm not teaching channels on how to review. If it's a product, it's $350. I'm gonna review it for $350. Like I said earlier, repeat for those in the back. If it's over the class weight and pull more, I'm gonna say it's a bonus for the amount of money. But the money was in mind for a certain amount, and that's what they give us. Yes, can we get more? Yeah. Can we fight for next year to ask for a better 90 hertz? Yes, but what is done is done. Fighting over that phone is not going to change it. The only thing you could do is software. You can, maybe you could put 90 hertz if you enhance the software. I don't know how that works, But still, the point is, let's review the positive for what it is, and that's what I'm trying to get at. And that was my rant. Because people are not doing that these days. And it feel embarrassed sometimes to be in this niche because people are not doing those type of stuff. People like, I'm a tech. It got to blow my socks. No, the phone was for 450. So what you think about that?
I think there again, I think it's finding a balance between two extremes, right? So I do think that if you if you can live without it and you have a very tight budget, go. It's probably and you don't need the best camera sensors. Absolutely, it's the best, probably the best deal out there in that range, right? And if we want to call that the budget or low mid range or whatever you want to call it, right? Or high budget or mid range, low mid, whatever. People have different ways to classify depending on how they interpret the price, right? But yeah, I think it's finding a balance between two extremes, where one extreme says, oh, it's crap, it doesn't, because it doesn't have the 90 hertz display and wireless charging and all this other stuff, right? Which at least some of the other phones in that category don't have either, right? And on the other hand, making excuses for it and for Google to say, oh, well, they can just feed us any crap and we're okay with it, right? So to like Eric, our friend Easy Eric's point about no fluff and no passes, I think we expect a little more. Since last year, I think everyone can mostly agree with us. We expect more from Google now. They've really stepped up, right, their game and working with Samsung to create the Tensor chip, getting the better sensor, having the GN1 sensor. They've upped their game. There's no question. So more is expected of them. Is that fair to? Would you say that's fair to say?
Yeah, but who's okay? So now, let's break it down. Who's expecting that? Instead of niche people on YouTube, you don't see the whole world complaining about it. So it's just even the whole YouTuber is only the category of tech. We need this, and this, and that's when the narration and story get wrong. Pull from different direction. Because I said something about the 60 hertz, and because Marquez said something, I was dog. They DM me and I was like, "You're wrong." He's right, because I don't pull the class weight. I said, "Okay, I don't have the phone. I'm just saying that that's what they give us, and that's what the price range. Yes, they could give us a 90 hertz. Yes, I would have asked for that, but it's not here. Yeah, can we complain for next year? Yes, that's fine for the 7A, but you got to live for what we have and just review for what it is. Now, saying the phone is crappy because it's in that. Look, when the 6 came out, it was full of a whole debacle, but it was warranted because it was lopsided. It was too many bugs. If I would review this, how it's hold up on 2020, I'm gonna read it for 2020, not the year they came out, and I'm not gonna glorify it because I'm gonna say, well, a lot of phones from the iPhone came out and 10 times better. That's what people see missing, the true narration of how the phone was intended for the buyer, not for us, just a couple of thousand million of people in one corner. That's just not a big percentile.
Well, that's I kind of agree. That's kind of a separate question, right? So this gets into, like, I think you mentioned a few minutes before I came on, where you said, and you're right, and generally speaking, that the tech reviewers are reviewing based on techie type needs, right, and or wants, and a lot of people that are buying, especially that'll be buying this phone, aren't necessarily they're not the same audience, they're not necessarily the same people, right? So it is a fair point. Look, if you went out and polled people, probably the average buyer, whoever he or she is, and that we would call that, right, they would classify that way, that would be buying, that would be the general market for this phone, right? And you ask them how important is a fast refresh rate, for example, a fast refresh rate display to them. Some of them might look at you and say, "What's a refresh rate?" Or what's it's just kind of your point, I think, right?
Thank you. That's my point.
Right. Now, yeah. So it's I guess that's a legit point. Like I say, I just think more is expected from everybody in terms of the tech community, based on what Google proved they can do last year, that they can make a true flagship device at and undercut some of their competition, like what they did with the 6 and 6, especially the 6, but even the 6 Pro, right? My only slight issue with the pricing with this one is that, you know, the differentiation to me in price isn't as strong, right? Between, say, even the 6 and 6 Pro have a $300 gulf between them. This, on the Verizon side, has a $100 gulf between the 6 and the 6A. At most, it's going to be $150 for an unlocked one, which I don't think they had on hand yesterday when I was looking at it. Look, it's a cute phone, for lack of a better word, and I don't say that condescendingly toward people that prefer smaller, lighter weight phones. It really is kind of like a little brother. Be a fantastic phone as a second device. Say you were going to the beach or something like that. It's going to slay for anything like that. But even as if you want to make a daily driver, that's totally fine, and you understand the compromises. I just think, you know, if he could have had come in at a slightly lower, per se, around more like $399, $400, they'd sell more of them. You know, now they might still. We'll see how the sell-through goes. You know, maybe I'll be wrong and they'll sell like hotcakes, right? Or maybe they won't. What'd you say?
Can you read it if you don't mind? This question.
Yeah, you want me to read it?
Yeah, please.
Question for you, Lewis and Sharky. Did Marquez pull out a 13 Pro and show the difference between 13 Pro? Of course no, absolutely, Barry. You're 100% right about that. But that feeds into Eric's, when I was on Eric's podcast, I think you saw last Thursday. That's part of the problem. I don't think we should, you know, not enough people hold Apple's feet to the fire on anything they do, you know, whether it's notches or, you know, pulling not having headphone jacks, notches, pulling charging bricks out of the box, and you know, having you know, sticking with Lightning long after it should have been put to bed, right, and going to USB-C, and nobody holds their feet to the fire, really not enough. And I 100% agree with you. So Marquez isn't going to either, and that speaks to again what Eric said about too many people in the tech community give Samsung a pass, give Apple a pass, just because they want to stay in their good graces, and those phones sell so well that a lot of people don't seem to care. I think Google, for fair or unfair, for better for worse, there's more of a microscope on them right now and has been, right? And that's kind of the issue. I guess that's my only slight issue I'm trying to just kind of expand on. Does that make sense, Louis?
Yeah, that makes sense. But the thing that I got frustrated because I got dogged for something that I don't have, and people saying you cannot base your opinion because you're not enough there. And I'm like, you know what? I don't believe I'm not good enough. I am enough, and I'm gonna give my opinion. My opinion is it is what it is. It's already dropped. You could speak for the next time to improve the other phone, but now let's review it for what it is and say for what it is. And people are like, oh no, dogging me out for this, and that. And you heard what happened with the display. Tech Odyssey did a video that a person put in one finger, and he could do different finger that's not registered and it works, and somebody else could do it. So that's proof out there. So let me read this.
That someone else could unlock your phone, or I didn't see it.
Yeah, somebody else. He said it. I just didn't got the creator's video because I didn't have time. I had to set up my whole rig over here, so that's why.
That's not good, right?
Yeah, but that could be a fluke because he tested and nothing happened on his phone. He tested with his wife, Sarah, so and all that, and nothing happened to the phone. So
I don't know if that's Barry being sarcastic or what.
Yeah. They're talking among themselves. But yeah, so that's the only thing that I got frustrated because I got dogged because I'm a little teeny creator, and that's not fair. You know what I mean? And that's what I told the person. That's what the person. Well, I'm gonna tell people for what the phone it is, and they go buy it. They still, could return it, wanted to. I'm gonna say this is what I think. I don't own the phone, but this is what was made in mine. And I'm gonna give my general opinions. It was made, for a certain class of people. It doesn't say pro on the name. If it was pro and give me those specs, then I would argue. And that's the narration that I'm trying to bring in. And people keep dogging me that I'm wrong because Tito, little Lulu. Only 800 cannot talk. It's not fair,
No,
you
that's
know.
silly. I agree. Of course, I agree 100%. I'm small too, and smaller, and yeah. Hopefully, next year in Jerusalem, as they say in the trade, right? Hopefully, I'd love to be Team Pixel, sounds like you'd like to be too. So we'll see. But that doesn't mean you can't have an opinion on it as a tech channel, and me too, obviously, and weigh in on it as people who have been, talking about this stuff and using these devices for years and years. And yeah, I think that a couple people in the comments had a fair point, Barry and Mims and Ted, about that the processor is head and shoulders above the older processor, right, of the Pixel 5 from 2 years ago. That's absolutely a fair point, that they're offering at the same or lower price than they did then, right? So there's something to be said for that. And they did they finally got away from the thumbprint, fingerprint sensor on the rear of the phone, moved it to the under display, right? And I think the sensor is roughly about the same as they've been rocking, right? But of course the software has been upgraded, so.
But I'm gonna tell you where the phone is above all class. Software. Nobody could deny the Pixel got the best software. I don't care if people want to dog me. I don't care if it's iPhone. No, they got the best software, call screen and all that. I used my custom phone the other day, and having to hold a Pixel in my hands. Do I want it a one? Yeah. Do I have the means to get one? Yeah. But do I want to waste money on that and not get a Mac Mini? No, I want to get a Mac Mini. It's simple as that. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, I mean that's the well that's the guy. Yeah, that's a whole separate issue. You're right,
Yeah,
but of course,
that's something else. Go ahead.
right. No, I mean, look, like I said, it seems like a fine little device. I played with it for not a long time because I had other stuff to look at and do. But yeah, I mean, is it fast? Is it smooth? Does it get the job done at that price point or any price point? Absolutely, right. And I'm on Samsung now, but yeah, exactly. That's always been their thing, right? They're a software company, right? That is the whole thing. The Pixel's probably a tax write-off for them, for all we know, right? They don't sell a gazillion of them. We know that they're a distant third or whatever at best to Samsung and Apple in terms of sales. We know that, and they don't. That said, it doesn't mean the hardware is crap. It's absolutely not. But of course, the whole what's the word I'm looking for? The whole ethos or whatever. The whole premise of Pixel has always been the software, right? Both the stock Androidish OS, right, as well as the photography software, right? So.
Correct.
That is their game. That's where they really, and they've done such a great job of improving it. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. They probably still could improve video a little bit more, some things here and there, but it's very, very, very good, right? They made great strides with the GN1, with the 6 and 6 Pro, and they're hopefully going to build on that. That's the anticipation, right? With the 7 series, so.
Yeah, the navigation they have taken with the Pixel 6, 8, and all that, when it started, they head in the right direction. More premium, they're trying a new censorship. Yes, it's going to be headed because it's a new censorship, which, they could have tested more. Maybe they don't have, I don't know how they work internal, but all I'm going to just say that I think they're heading in the right direction. It's just that, or let's just say a general basic statement. Let's just review products for what they are. If they hold more in the class, and that's when people was like ready to do like the old days, put me and hang me. I don't know why, because I didn't put no tweet. It just people back at me it's called DM, and couple of conversation went to the left side. I said, why are you? It's just material. I'm just saying facts. I'm saying common sense. Let's review for what it is. If it's crap on that money, we'll call it crap. But if it's holding his class and above and everything, meeting the standard and situation that it's supposed to meet for the price, then let's leave it alone. That's all. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean I don't think that's unfair to say, and it's probably very fair. Um, again, I think if you have a very, like I said before, I think if you have a very hard uh, budget where this is all I can spend, that's it, right? I still got to buy a case. I still might want to buy a screen protector, uh, skin, I don't, whatever, right? Whatever accessories you might need. Maybe you want to pick up some Pixel Buds. You can just say, look, the 6 is just a little bit beyond my reach, let alone the 6 Pro or the upcoming Pixel 7s, right? We don't know what the Pixel 7 is going to be priced at. We're all hoping, for Google's sake, I think it's safe to say, right, that they can hold the line at 600, right, $599. But we don't know yet, right? The proofs will be in the pudding when it's eaten, when it comes out, right, in October, right? But if they can hold that line, that'll be all the more kudos to them, right? So really, you might say this phone is the 6A, is their kind of budget series. It's kind of a placeholder in its niche, right? But it's gonna be fine for a lot of people who have that hard budget range. Say, I can't quite get to the 6, knowing, or maybe potentially the 7, knowing that I need to buy a whole bunch of other stuff. It's not just the 600 plus tax. It might put me close more like around 700 to once I to really get all those other accessories, right? So,
But let's not forget about USA installment payment plan. Well, 80% of the market, that's how they get it. So they can
sure.
really get the stuff. So
And I'm sure Verizon has something like that, or I don't know, T-Mobile. I don't know if T-Mobile carries it, and yeah.
in Google, the actual store have deals. I saw it was like $18.70 per month, 24 months. So there's deals and stuff like
You're
that.
talking
And
about
the
Google
actual
Fi?
Google,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
Google and all that. And then
You could always do that.
somebody said, no, go ahead.
You talking about Google Fi?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's a great option. That's a great option if that's because I think they like what they did with the I think with the 5A, like they just package it right as a deal and say, okay, here's your here's your phone and your monthly payment all, and it's offered at I guess I might say they bundle it, I guess is the word I'm looking for, I think, right?
Oh, another thing I want to add that you get the bus for free. And the pre-order something was a deal. Somebody said that. Okay, I did a little bit of research, but I didn't do too much research. But that's what I was told.
That's not a see, that just sweetens the pot that much more. Speaking of what I was just saying a couple minutes ago about accessories and stuff, right?
Yeah, but let me read this question. Does Google have the Pixel Pass for the A? I never heard what is the pass. So if you care to elaborate and explain, then I care to share my opinion if I know what it is. I don't.
Yeah, I don't. I've been off Pixel for a while now. I don't know Pixel Pass. I've heard of Pixel Pass. I'm just not sure exactly. Maybe Barry or Blashawn could explain it very very briefly.
So yeah, so that's just basically we got 9 more minutes, and basically that's all I said. But I almost, excuse my word, I'm gonna say, I almost got crucified for it. People coming left and right, and I laugh at those people. I have my civil conversation. At the end of the day, I said, let's just be real. At the end of the day, it's material. But here complaining and bickering, who's is making look bad? Us. The actual company is winning. Marketing is marketing. No matter if it's in front of thousands of people or it's behind the scenes, marketing is marketing. So people say like, oh, you ready to give a pass to a company? No, I'm not ready to give a pass. I'm going to speak on certain stuff that you have the 90 hertz for next time. Now I cannot change it. The phone is done unless it could be changed by software. Then it's a different story. But actually in the current moment, I don't know if that could be possible. That's all I say.
That's more than fair, Louis. You don't have to apologize to anyone for
No, I didn't apologize. All I heard is
no, I know you didn't. That's good for you.
I stood there and I stood my ground. I was like, look, if you want to go and be a spokesperson for the company, go ahead. I'm not telling you how to run your wallet, but that's what company wants, our wallet. That's why I'm true and just. I'm gonna say how it is. It sucks. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say ghetto I'm gonna say it professionally because it's the right way and the wrong way. But I'm gonna be like, yo, the product, this is the pro, there's too much pro over, too much cons over pro. So therefore, I wouldn't recommend this device. Simple. You could give constructive feedback so the company could better themselves for better tomorrow. My catchphrase, so people don't understand that in these days. That's all. Let me read this.
I think that's what we all try to do, right? Yeah, Barry explained Pixel Pass.
Oh yeah, I know what it is now. I heard before.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense because that way you get it all. You're good to go, right? Now you have your storage plan and whatever else. All in, you get the phone, the Pixel Buds, the storage plan, and out the door, right? So that's
gonna buffet.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be, again, in that price point, it's going to be very appealing to a lot of people. And so what is the competition? The competition is like the iPhone SE, right? The competition is, I think somebody mentioned TCL, Motorola, maybe Motorola's, right? What am I thinking of? Samsung, Samsung A series. I guess low end. Which one?
OnePlus Nord.
Yeah, OnePlus. That's one I couldn't think of. Thanks. Yeah, and then OnePlus. Yeah. So there's Pixel's competition, and I think certainly in terms of the software and the processor, you may even make a very fair argument that it's probably best in class in that price range, right?
No. And any class price range, I think Google. If they ask me what software you want on the phone, and build your own phone, I'll say modular phone. I can switch pieces and give me the software, Google, and I'm done. I don't care about other company. It's not that I'm dissing no company. It's I'm being honest. I have been testing that phone for the past week because my cousin left it in my apartment for mistake for a whole day. So she got a backup phone. So like a Google number. So she's able to, log in and do the Google number, but still, and use it, and she come and picked up the phone. But she said, like, go ahead, put your SIM card and test it for 2-3 hours, and it was good. You know what I mean? How to give it to her yesterday, but still, like the call quality, call screening, and call waiting. I was like, I need one, but that's. Do I want it so badly? Yeah, but that's not what I want to get now. It's like needs and wants. That's a need. That's not a want. So therefore, that's a want. That's not a need. I said it backwards, but it sucks. Let me read this.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Barry had a funny comment. Yeah, you read the iPhone SE, TCL, OnePlus. I like how he said Samsung Lagfest. I respectfully disagree with the Lagfest part, Barry, but I don't know. I guess it depends. I can tell you my S22 Ultra has 0 lag, but I can believe maybe the A series isn't quite as snappy since it's a different class of phone. But and we got next month. We've got the looking as a final. Maybe I know you were trying to wind it down. Samsung Unpacked with the foldables, right? So you got the Z4. What is it? Z Fold 4. Let me try to say it correctly. Coming up, and then you got the the Fold, right? Was it Fold 3, Fold 4? I think Fold 4. I think too, right?
That's fine. We could go over for 10 minutes. I don't mind.
Yeah.
So
that'll be of course that's on the high end, right? That's the other extreme from those are not competing. The Pixel 6a is not trying to compete with those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
this form of medium, it gets you a long way. Who would have thought in today's world I could talk with this and do my whole job and get paid and be an entrepreneur and still talk to the world? Yes, we need to complain, make things better. I agree. But, let me read this. It's not competing with the S22. The price compete with the Samsung A53, which is indeed an absolutely Lagfest what tech spur latest video, and you will see. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah, and fair enough. This is why, and Barry knows this, I think, and most people in the stream know it. I was a Pixel user for the last up until I got 3 months ago, and I got the Ultra I was a Pixel user for what was it, almost 3.5 years, whatever it was. So yeah, I mean, I'm a Pixel true believer. I'm not so if I am someone who says if I criticize it here and there, it's purely out of love. I want to see Google succeed. I want to see Pixel succeed. I want to see them keep going. There's, I think everyone knows there's been talk prior to the 6 coming out that it was like, well, make or break. If that doesn't have great sell through, the 6 and 6 Pro, who knows? It might be the last Pixel that ever gets made by Google. And you know what? Coming from that would, and probably everyone's perspective in here, except for someone who's just an absolute Pixel hater, that would be a damn shame. Would you agree, Lewis? That would be a damn shame to have Pixel disappear.
Yeah. But they're still making sense. So the argument is not correct because they already showed the 7. Oh, and if we go again, I left it on the bar. Dismiss me with all the marketing. Oh, I left it in the bar. Somebody found the phone. I'm tired of that narration already. You left it on purpose so people could see it, so it don't leak the phone. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, that whole thing, yeah.
But if you still want to see your phone, I still grab one and I'll review it.
Right. Yeah. There's too much of that goes on, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, I like what the phone bring. I mean, so far, when you said I'm gonna go in Best Buy and check it out, you said it's a good build quality. You liked it overall, and what we discussed is the main objective of the phone. Software trumps everything. It trumps, no matter. Look, it could be like 2 years from now, and still the software is gonna be king. That's what I like about Pixel. I wish I could have had a transformer phone and like I say, like Project Aura, and take out the pieces in modular and have just Google software. That'll be my dream phone, to be honest. So if I want to switch the CPU, I'll switch the CPU. If I want to switch the camera module, I'll do that. And modularity is very good. So that's the phone that I dream, but it's not going to happen because then companies lose money because now they got to work like a PC. We got to sell pieces. And the 30, it was expensive, so those pieces are going to be expensive.
Right. I'll say this, and again, I'm not trying to stir the pot here just to stir it. It's very lightweight. Does it feel like crap, like pure plastic? I wouldn't say that. But it's considerably lighter weight than either the 6 or the 6 Pro, which is probably what you would kind of expect, right? Now there are, as we know, there's the haters, the school of thought that says, oh, if a phone doesn't feel, metal or solid or premium, then it's crap, right? Then it must be, it feels like a toy or whatever. I would never go that far. And you know what? There's a strong case to be made for lighter weight devices. I don't know if you agree. Some people say, oh, I like a little, Flossie Carter. Oh, I like a phone with some heft to it. That's what she said or whatever, we joke about, he jokes about.
Good in the hands.
Yeah, it feels so good in the hands and the procedures, right. Gotta love floss. I was okay with it. You can try it for yourself. There is a case to be made. Look, I'm going to tell that Ultra, it's sitting like a couple feet away from me. It's a clunker. It's a big ass heavy phone. It's not for everybody. If I weren't someone who, had decided I was, on whatever level getting into content creation, I probably would have got something else, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's extremely expensive. It's extremely capable, but it's also extremely expensive. It's extremely big and it's extremely heavy, and it's not going to be for everybody, So there's that, right? So that's something. If you like a lightweight, compact, smaller device, at that, especially at that price point, the 6A is that's your guy. That's your phone, right? LeSean was that's funny.
These comments are laughing me. Oh my God, people!
Great comment by Mims.
Yeah, I'm loving these comments. Yeah, man. Thanks for the interaction. Let's continue. So, yeah. So everything that is said and done so far, I'm liking the looks and everything. And the camera hump is less than the 6. The comparisons I saw is tiny.
The camera what?
The camera hump is
Oh
tiny.
yeah, Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, everything's scaled down. It really is like the design is almost identical. So just think of it as a smaller, like a scaled down, cute, like little, it's like the little sister or younger brother, whatever you want to call it, of the six, and then of course the six. So you got the 6 Pro is the big one, the big brother, and then the middle child is the 6, and the 6A is like that's the baby of the family, right? But there's again, it's I haven't seen all the
Sir,
reviews and stuff yet.
sir,
We don't have.
behave.
Yeah. No, but you're right. But you know what? To some people, again, to the point about design, some people probably prefer that, right? They don't want a big ass camera hump sticking out, and it's going to make it easier for cases and things like that. Skins, no question about it, right? So there is something to be said for that. I would think part of that has to do with the fact that it doesn't have the GN1 sensors, right? And maybe Barry or someone or Ted could weigh in on that. That's just an educated guess as to why the hump is smaller, right?
Yeah, but underneath it's just, I think that if you look at the history of, so we're talking about Google, let's look at the history. They've done a 360 compare, because everything started when they had the Huawei phone, remember? They look similar to these models, and that's when the whole direction changed. And then when they went that direction of pixels and left the Nexus device behind, I had the Nexus 5.
You talking about? I was just going to say the Google Nexus series, right? Exactly. Yeah.
So they changed, but I mean, look how they have grown a lot. We know that the king of software, as far as phones, for me, they're the king. That's my opinion, my humble opinion. I like the software. I'm in love with the software. Will I ever go back to one? Yes, in the future. I don't mind. I'm not beholden to no phone. I'm beholden to whatever works and whatever I like at that moment. That's what I'm getting. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll hold you if you pay me, if you feed my pocket. No, I'm just kidding. People might take it the wrong way, but that's what people need to understand. People just need to look at what it is and assess. And so far, in my opinion, I think the software outclassed any other mobile software in the phone sector.
Well, certainly in the Android space, I 100% agree with you. That's why I held on to my Pixel so long until literally AT&T forced.
Even dare I say this? Are you hearing me, folks? Even 10 times better than the software. Yes, you got fluidity and smoothness, but it's just that I like all that feature, call waiting, all that stuff. You got a lot of beneficial, useful for everyday type of feature. That's what I like.
Yeah, like you say. Yeah, and like you say, with me, you're preaching to the choir. I literally only left that device. I was going to upgrade it to something, but probably another Pixel anyway. Maybe I should have done it before that. Who knows? Maybe I would have stuck with Pixel. But AT&T literally forced me off it, with their whitelist crapola or whatever you want to call it, right? So you know the story. So, but I love the software. I love the. So, and one thing I do always tell people who are considering. We're coming from iOS, right? You've been on Android before.
I'll say to that comment, sorry to interrupt you quickly. Yes, the mayor has spoken. Go ahead. I'm sorry, my apologies.
No, that's okay. Mic drop. That's a nano and a mic drop, totally right there. No, I was just going to say that, yeah, I mean, when people say that, I'm thinking of trying Android, if anyone ever does ask me, and a few people have over the years, what would you recommend? I said, go with a Pixel, right? I mean, why fool around? It's going to be the easiest transition coming from iOS because it has the most similarity to it in terms of optimization. Both right, the software optimization, battery optimization. Everything is kind of stripped down, and yet you have these value-added features, like you mentioned, like hold for call or hold for me, whatever it is, and calls, call screen and what have you. Right, and what is it? The transcript and all the other stuff on top of those amazing cameras. So that's where you're going to have the analog to iPhones, right? And iPhone doesn't even offer those extra features we just talked about. Maybe that, right? So, but in terms of the software,
and I'm going to turn everybody's phone. That's iPhone Assistant. Yeah, I don't like it. Virtual Assistant.
Oh, Google Assistant blows Siri out of the water. I think but only the most rabid.
Yeah, I don't want to turn people's phone on.
Yeah.
That's why. Yep.
No, but it blows it out of the water. I think but only the most rabid, ice sheep would argue that it doesn't. So yeah, there's so many reasons why you should go with Pixel. I would still say, despite how much I love my Ultra, I would if I weren't hadn't gone that way, that's what I would have gone with, was another Pixel.
Mm-hmm.
I really hadn't considered anything else like OnePlus or TCL or more anything like that. So certainly, especially since LG's unfortunate kind of demise or whatever. I know we know Easy Eric still carries the torch for them, and that's great. But since they don't have a newer device, they were never really on my radar these last couple of years. So.
Yeah, let me answer this question. No, I'm not getting the new phone for now because I'm getting the Mac Mini. So I wanted to answer that. So all my money is going to the Mac Mini, basically. And once again, repeat, it's going for the Mac Mini for those that didn't hear in the back. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, before I head out, I want to say thank you for coming in. It was very informative. We talked about it from its perspective. We don't own the phone, so to clarify that. So in case, if you're part of the replay crew, don't forget to come up and stuff like that. And this is true. You get money or you get it for free.
Yeah.
A lot of people trade them.
As always, Louis, thanks for having me. Always enjoy it.
But that's it, folks. Don't forget to tune in for next week. Same time, same channel. I'll see you all. Peace and love. I'm out.
Bye all.